Last week, Black Ops 4 had a title update that was rather large, but a lot of the stuff that came along with that wasn't live at that very given point. It was time getting until, well, today actually, whenever the overhaul for Black Ops 4's black market and other changes went live, which is what we're going to break down and talk about in this video. I know there's still plenty of people out there that do like Black Ops 4, still plenty of people that are not playing Modern Warfare. They're just not a fan right now at the given point in the game, or they just don't like it at all, and that's totally fine. But this update was really a quality of life update, and something that if you do plan to stick to Black Ops 4 in the long haul, this helps you out honestly insanely. It is, dare I say, not even a good patch, but a great update to this game. And that's something that is absolutely awesome, but it also kind of frustrates me. We'll talk about that part later on in the video, but what we got up on deck here with this, when you jump into Black Ops 4 for the first time today after this update, you'll of course notice that there is the playlist refresh that happened with this as well, the duos, mosh pit, and all that on the main menu. But when you jump over to what we're focused on today, the black market, you'll be prompted with this notification message. Pick a weapon, bribe, and shop updates. Reserve cases can now be used to unlock all available content in Blackjack's shop. Blackjack has also added new deals like the Pick a Weapon Bribe. The bribe allows you to acquire the weapon, Mastercraft, or Mark II weapon of your choice from reserves, and it will refresh on occasion. Also new is the Reserves Stack, which reveals a non-duplicate item from reserves. You can add that item to your collection, immediately revealing a new item, or wait for the timer to refresh to see your next reserve item. Finally, 2 new rotating My Deals offers have been added that always showcase non-duplicate items from Blackjack's shop or the contraband stream. And when you jump into the actual black market at that point, you'll see exactly what this means. There's now more separate categories than there was before. The more so buyable items and the things that were on rotation are now the My Deals items, but the nice part is these are only items that you don't have. So you're not going to have, say, 7 to 10 items at the end of a season, if they continue to do seasons, of things that you've already purchased that are still on rotation, kind of just taking up space. These are all items that you will not have, and they rotate out every 12 hours. Now, I'm not entirely sure, because it is the first update here with this, I'm not entirely sure if the 3 dots below each of these are something that you can cycle in between 3 of these at a single time, but because of course we haven't reached, or at least I haven't reached, that second item yet after that 12 hours, I'm not entirely sure if it's just kind of there as a display feature, or if it's something that it actually does have the ability to retroactively purchase previous items like you could in the past. Now, that said, then we also see the reserve stack, which shows you what item you'd get next out of reserves. Now, that's not to say that you see, in my case, the stakeout weapon charm, and if I were to go and open up the next reserve case I have on the reserves tab, that I'd get that item. That's not exactly how that works, but it is something that it showcases what item you'd have up on deck next if you bought that specific one for 2 cases instead of 1. So you know exactly what you're going to get. If that's something you like, you can use those 2 reserve cases. Which, speaking about the pricing of this, I completely forgot to mention it while passing through it the first time. The My Deals section, the things that are usually way more expensive in that primary year, like I remember Gregory Weaver was more expensive than 800 COD points to my knowledge. You can actually buy him for those COD points, or you can trade in 30 cases in my case here for this. And then the Daimyo Samurai outfit for Recon, that's 24 cases. You can buy things in the shop now with cases, which is something that we've been asking for forever. And it's finally here, which makes it so great that it's finally something you can actually either have the option to grind out, which 24 cases doesn't take a tremendous amount of time. That's assuming you go for contracts. That's assuming you may be getting your reserves in the contraband stream, but it's a way to get items without actually putting money in, which is the whole principle of it that we've been talking about for months and months. And that leads me then to the Bribe Bundle, the other thing that we've been talking about for months and months and months. Now, once every 27 days, bear that in mind, this is only a one-time thing until the occasional refresh, you can pick a weapon of your choice, any weapon that you don't have, that being a ranged, a melee, a Mastercraft, or a Mark II weapon. You can choose one of those, and for either 50 cases or 2,400 COD points or $20, you can get that specific weapon of your choice, 5 duplicate protected crates, and then 15 additional reserve items. So for those 50 cases or $20, you end up getting a weapon of your choice, 15 items that you did not have guaranteed out of reserves, and then 15 additional reserve items that could be duplicates, but again are 15 items. So you get 31 things for 50 cases or $20, and the biggest of course being that weapon, which is something we've asked for for so long, a direct way to either purchase those weapons so you don't have to waste away spending hours and hours and hours and hours trying to get a single chance in reserve cases, or even better, a way that you can grind it out in game with playtime and not putting actual cash into the system. I'm gonna be totally honest with you, I think this is finally a weight lifted off the shoulders essentially of Black Ops 4. You guys know that if you followed my channel at all throughout Black Ops 4, that the biggest issue that I had with that game was the predatory microtransaction system. I freaking loved Blackout. I had more time played in Blackout than almost any other Call of Duty title, let alone in a single game mode. Plus then multiplayer was still a lot of fun. The pacing was fun. The only thing that I didn't really like was specialists from time to time. They were kind of gimmicky to me, but it was something that I freaking loved Black Ops 4. But the system at hand for the microtransactions just really killed it for me, and I didn't want to play whenever I knew that I really didn't have a shot at getting the items that I wanted, or many other players that didn't even play near as much as me also didn't have as much a chance. So huge kudos to Treyarch, huge kudos to Activision for finally changing something, and this is something that I know is late because Activision finally decided, hey, let's change that model up. That was announced right before the launch of Modern Warfare, where there wasn't going to be any system in place for supply drops or loot boxes or anything like that. And that was something that Treyarch even chimed in over on their socials, saying that starting with Modern Warfare, the system is going to be more fair. And so therefore, while I really didn't have any high hopes for Black Ops, air quote, 5, if you want to call it that, whatever Treyarch's working on next, because of how predatory their system was in Black Ops 4, compounding on how bad it was even in Black Ops 3, it kind of gives me hope that the future, at least for the next title that Treyarch is working on, isn't as bad, or maybe is even consumer friendly, as crazy a thought that may be. But while I completely understand why it was something that was added in just now, because of that fact that it was only up until the end of the life cycle of Black Ops 4 that Activision was like, all right, we're gonna change, that doesn't fall on Treyarch, but it just still doesn't feel right to me, man. Like, we asked for literally this exact system for months. We had community outrage for the longest time, and truthfully, I think that this was the biggest blemish on the legacy of Black Ops 4 and what it could have been. I just wish it would have been introduced sooner. I don't like being negative. You guys may know that. I hope you know that. I like to be more so just unbiased, and overall, I'm a pretty positive person, but Black Ops 4 kind of brought the demons out in me. It kind of brought the negative Jordan, the negative espresso out, and I didn't really like that, but it was stuff that I literally did not feel right keeping my mouth shut on. And so when I love a game at its core, when I love a franchise at its core, but something that is so wrong I can't help but be negative about, the whole situation just sucked. It's about as easy and simple as I can put it. And truth be told, whenever I was gonna go into this commentary, I kind of thought that I'd kind of go off a little bit more in the sense of why this is so frustrating that it's only coming now, but like thinking about it, I mean, I'm past it. It is definitely something that is incredibly frustrating that for those 9 months or so from whenever Grand Heist introduced reserve crates up until the last day of Black Ops 4 as the primary year of content, right before Modern Warfare launched, to see that pushback finally just have some change, but when it doesn't matter to a large populace of the game, it was frustrating. But I guess at the same time, without those complaints, without that pushback, maybe we wouldn't even be here today with Modern Warfare and with these fixes. So I don't know. I'm kind of just torn on the whole situation. I'm bummed that it didn't happen earlier. I'm bummed that Black Ops 4 had its legacy tarnished by this predatory microtransaction system. And truth be told, if this was something that we had from the very beginning, I don't think that there'd be really any complaints almost at all. I mean, of course, whenever you start to introduce 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons at a time and you can only get one of them that you want for free or outright a month, that might cause some problems. But at the same time, comparative to what we had, whether we would know it or not at that time in that alternate universe, it's still pretty damn good. But I think that's where we're gonna wrap it up here at this video. Just wanted to let you guys know about this update that many may not be covering in the sense of, well, there's new Modern Warfare content as well. I mean, we're double uploading here on the channel, but if you guys are interested in Black Ops 4 at all, if you guys are still playing Black Ops 4, well then this is fantastic news for you guys. So jump on, check it out if you guys are at all interested. If Modern Warfare is not necessarily doing it for you right now, maybe take a break, jump on to Black Ops 4, get a weapon that you want, maybe relive some Blackout again, jump back into the Battle Royale, maybe jump back into the Specialist and the little faster paced multiplayer, whatever it is, you can do just that. But that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. So let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Is there anything in particular that you guys really like out of the system? Do you think it came a little too late? Do you wish it would have come a little earlier? Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. But hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Call of Duty, really. Modern Warfare, and if there's something like this on Black Ops 4, we'll go back and cover it as well. But if you're interested in anything Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. If you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected with me outside of YouTube. Practically live on both those. If you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. That said, thanks so much for watching. My name is Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.